So hi, Jelena. How you doing? we,
Oh,
I love
I'm
what
good.
one thing I love is like we're both like super techie nerds, and we still like half the conversations we have. We still like have a little like tech bibble babble. Kind of at the first right is
hmm
like, oh, I have to make you the host so I can share, and all that kind of stuff is uh, just blech.
Yeah, I mean, technology sucks sometimes. It's just
hence hence like the thing I love about that is that like technology sucks, and it's also kind of why we have jobs, right? It's
exactly.
you know, it's like its imperfections are great for us in terms of getting paid to do the work we do.
Yep. Awesome. Yeah. Create more work for ourselves. It's like perfect profession, really. I mean,
Right? Yeah.
to be a
Like,
developer.
that's funny too, because like if only the very like super genius people became developers, we probably wouldn't have as many problems as we have, but also we wouldn't have much work to do either. So it's like it's kind of okay,
It's
I guess.
it's rather debatable. I mean, I think I'm probably pretty decent developer, but sometimes even I do stuff that I just
Oh yeah,
later
I
think that's just mighty stupid.
oh
But
yeah,
yeah,
I don't even
uh,
yeah.
just
Uh,
boils down to the
just
fact that we're all humans. So
yeah. So
uh,
let's talk about the issue that we're about to put out there for
yep.
the Boring Enterprise Nerdletter. I just like before, I've just been capturing my like just articles of interest in Feedly.
hmm
So maybe I'll start. Let me start there with my
Okay.
list. And again, like before, I haven't written up pieces yet. I've just captured the things,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
maybe we
Same
can kind
here.
of juggle topics and see what's the right
Yep.
mix, right?
Yep. Let's go.
Okay, so I'll share my screen. Where's there it is. When all of my browser windows are Chrome, I can never find the right one to share. Okay, so this is my sort of the list that I've been looking at,
No,
and
it's a long one. Wow.
yeah, I think it's probably 8 or 9, or geez, maybe even some
hmm
more. Wow. Um, Obviously we don't have to. Obviously, we can't do all this stuff. So a couple things kind of leap out to me at least. API management has come up. I
Mm.
know several times in the past few years, I've done projects that at least touch API management, and it's got this interesting flavor in that like API management has this like connection to all this like low code no code stuff too, right?
hmm
Because you got to feed your low code platforms with the data sources, right? And a lot of times API and API management are the way is one of the channels to like clunky old system, make the APIs, give it some commonality through API management, and now
hmm
that's your window into the low code no code tools is that API management kind of guided path to like old crap land, right? Um, so I mean, it's come up for me at work a few times, both Bodark where I am now, but also at Mindset too. It was kind of a thing, and so I've kind of gotten curious about that stuff. So that's API management is a topic that I think I might want to at least kind of plop a thought in here with one or two of these
hmm
stories.
There was
Um,
also a recent blog on SCN about SAP Graph, which is
oh yeah,
very surprisingly, when I see like SAP Graph, you immediately think it's a tool to like create like pie charts in ABAP or something.
right, yeah,
But it's totally nothing like that. It's judging by the blog, it's more like API management almost, but also something to do with data. So if you ask me, I couldn't really tell you what exactly SAP Graph is, but I think it might be somewhere around this area as well. So yeah.
it's funny you mentioned that too because Microsoft also has Microsoft Graph
Mm.
as a
Yeah.
concept,
Yeah.
but it's the same thing too though. It's not like pie charts and line charts and
Not
whatever.
pie chart.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I mean, what's
Although I mean
who
there's
creates those names? I mean,
I know,
seriously.
but that's very much the same I think in that it has like here's an email and a sales order and a document, and it's a
Mm.
very OData standardized kind of like flavor of like all of the business things, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of the services things that Microsoft has is part of the graph there. So
Mm-hmm.
if that's what the SAP graph is really purporting to be, that's super interesting to me. let's see. I think so. This one here, this cloud database stuff, it has a connection to some of that stuff that I was doing with Cockroach, that talking about the Cockroach DB before. And because AWS, Google, and Microsoft all have solutions that are in that same like distributed, non-centralized kind of thing. I don't know that this particular blog post goes to that level of detail. I might kind of extract something and talk about it a little bit, but that idea of databases being like it, in a broad sense, to me, databases are still in a phase of like they plateaued for a while, it seems like, and now there's like a little bit of a growing up again phase going on, I think, in databases. And so I'm really curious to see what happens for the hyperscalers as they look at databases, and stuff like that, and then thinking about what that means for, I mean, even in terms of like SAP, right? Because HANA is one thing, and that, of course, that's central to like your ERP stuff.
Yeah.
But like the sort of the at the edge stuff is all going to be stuff like these databases, right? Powering that stuff.
Yep.
So I'm thinking about something in that space too, cloud databases. And this one is, here's an interesting, cool one that I saw. That's not exactly enterprisey really, but what it is let me just show you, because I thought it's so. You record your voice, and then you can choose a language to make yourself speak a different language.
Wow.
So it's your voice saying whatever. So like I could make myself say, you know, something in Russian, and you'd be like, "Oh, I didn't know you know Russian," and I'd be like, "Ha ha ha, I don't," right? And,
I'm wondering how accurate that is, but
yeah. But what is really cool is that like it gives you speaking with a different accent, obviously, right? And choose speaking a different language, and to me, it's both fun, and I think I might do some recordings literally of myself, and then literally have me say some things in Russian and just throw some links out there for that, right? I could, in fact, you know what I could do? I could read your bio, the bio that's going to be on the site for you, right? I'll read your bio in English, and then I'll have this thing put it in Russian, right? And then you can grade it on how good it does with like a translation and speaking. How well does it speak? Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Awesome. Maybe finally I will hear myself speaking English properly. I don't know.
Here's this is the funny thing, is that people who have English as a second or third language, they always, I mean, I can tell that folks like that it's maybe not embarrassment, but you're aware of your accent. You're aware of how you speak, right? Yep. And except like almost to a person, everyone who has English as a second language that I work with, they speak English, or they speak and write English, even if they have an accent that's not an American English accent, they speak and write it just as well, if not better than I do, right? And I'm monolingual. I'm only English. I only know English to a fluency level, right? So it's very interesting when I hear folks like you who have multiple languages at your command say like, "Oh, you make funny little jokes about your English, right?" But in reality, your English is so good that if I never heard you talk, I might not know that you were second language or third language or whatever, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, many people are like that, but well, accent stays with you for.
Yeah, I mean, mostly, you can't. Yeah, how do you get rid of that? I mean, yeah, but. So I'm gonna do this will be kind of a fun thing, I think. Bio in English. Hopefully it has Russian. Let me just check. Oh no, it only has 3 languages. Well, I'll do it in Portuguese.
Oh no.
I'll do it in French and Brazilian Portuguese. Okay, so I mean, I tend to capture more ideas than obviously will work out. So here's another API one. Here's some more predictions that could be interesting to look at. There's an integration one that I still want to talk about, but it's kind of a big thing and it might take a little while to unpack it. But so I have other things too. So, but I think those are kind of the three that I was sort of circling around a little bit on. Yeah. So unless you have reservations, maybe we jump to your thoughts now on your things.
I think that sounds good to me. I also have a couple of more like fun kind of conversational subjects that are also not necessarily strictly enterprise software.
Yeah.
All right. So let's
should I stop sharing? Let's see. I'll stop sharing.
I think it just lets you to take over. Oh, host disable participant screen.
Well, I don't know why it does it. Like, I don't want you to be.
I don't know. So if anyone at Zoom corporate listening to this, I mean, seriously, guys, you need to. There is no option to enable participant sharing. I've never seen it. I host many meetings.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. It's just silly.
I just made you the host.
All right. Awesome. All right. Now it works. Let me get my Chrome. So one of my subjects that just recently came up, you might have seen some tweets that it's like a joke already around SAP communities that every month or more frequently we have another blog that tells you how to upload and download Excel files. And I think we made fun about it for a very long time. It's been like, I think since COVID started, it's been regular occurrence.
Yeah.
And there have been memes about it and everything. And so now I think that this blog that posted by someone with SAP account on top of it. So here, it's kind of the last nail in my coffin at this point. I think we need to really kind of maybe start taking this thing slightly more seriously. And because it's not really an issue per se with people posting blogs about same things. I mean, I know dozens of people in SCN who could write about the same subject every weekend. It would be most awesome blog every time. It's not like an issue with kind of gatekeeping around community. Oh, why you don't want people? It's not at all about like that. I honestly just couldn't care less about this. But it's the issue. There are two issues really that this raises. So first of all, I don't think SAP ever came up and said, hey, if you want to do like upload, download of Excel files, and specifically in XLSX format, which everyone knows it's the right format since many years ago. If you want to do that, then this is your official like API class, whatever, to do that. There never was any really statement made like that. And I don't even know where to find this information, which is actually yet another issue, that when we want to find how to do something in SAP properly, where do I even go? For APIs, for example, they finally created like api.sap.com. So at least there we can go, we can search, we can find lots of information, like what's released for which product versions, etc. When it comes to global classes, it's like Wild West out there. You do like CL asterisk, maybe upload. I don't know what's the search for. I mean,
exactly. Man, the number of times that I have done something like that, and then like, oh, I have to make my list results longer, right? It's limited to 200 or whatever, right? And I'm like, back 500. Oh, maybe I can find it there. Oh, and then like, you don't even know if you're sniffing in the right area, right? Yeah.
So thanks for SAP community, because we typically go to Google and we can find stuff, but then there is also side issue that you go and even some kind person, oh, I found this class, for this purpose, and they write this blog, but then down the comments, there are people, this is not the right class for that. You use this class and that class. How did you even find those other classes? I want to know that. I want to know how people even find stuff in SAP. So that has been a huge issue. So now dig this. So this is a person, and again, what really rustles my jimmies here, this is official SAP employee who has access to Thomas Young, everyone out there, all the ABAP platform product owners, everyone.
They've all done it a million times. They all know all the things.
Exactly. They are in the same corporate mailing list. So he shares, and I really, again, I appreciate their sharing. it's not nothing against this person or their blog in particular, but they say, okay, how this is nice, class that has spreadsheet in it and everything, which is really great. But then down the line, I found another blog that I think I just posted comment here somewhere. So there is another blog about this that actually tells you, there you go, in the comments. So it's another person here writing about the same class. But the catch here is that even though it says like spreadsheet and everything, there is a note, and I checked it just yesterday to make sure it's still current, that basically tells you, do not use this class unless you're working with BRF+. So why the heck is someone writing about this? Oh, this is the right way to do that. Yeah, if it's the right way, then fine. We forget about ABAP to XLSX, which is awesome community project. If you want to use something else, okay, we will do that. And fine, even if it's not as great, but now you're telling us use that, and even then don't really use. So I'm just totally confused and frustrated at this point. And yeah, and posted on Twitter, but that really didn't go anywhere. So I really want to write not just really about the issue of repetitive community blogs, which is again not the root cause here, but about this issue of SAP being kind of very, I don't know, dodgy with recommending or not recommending, basically not telling us what to do. That's and great. when we try to do something, they come up with these notes, or they come up with something, you shouldn't be doing this, but it just makes everyone looks really stupid and silly about themselves. So all right, so getting off my soapbox. Then so Web3 has been kind of very big subject of conversations last week for some reason. Lots of different articles, and I don't know if it's after New Year, people have nothing else to talk about or what's the deal there, but there have been lots of articles floating about it. And I like that most of like real developers, people who are actually tech people, they're coming out to say how, what the kind of BS that Web3 really is. And there are also different perspectives on it, about what Web3 actually should be. Because in many cases, if marketing talks about it, it's either they don't really understand what it is, what they're talking about. They just heard Web3 and they think because it's 3, it's better than 2 or 1 automatically, without really understanding what Web3 even means. In many cases, Web3 is just about cryptocurrency, blockchain, and all that crap. But I think what some people, at least out there, mean about Web3 is just maybe betterment of internet and going back to its roots of being helpful tool for humanity versus being exploited for all kinds of nefarious reasons.
Right. So decentralizing and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So I will try. I have a couple of articles kind of bookmarked. This was just my starting point.
Right.
So I want to talk about this subject in general and maybe show slightly different perspectives on it.
I love it. I love it.
So my slightly fun stuff was, there are 2 news pieces. One was funny, like BlackBerry. This was, I couldn't believe this is 2022 news. BlackBerry's classic smartphone stops working today. I'm like, who still has like BlackBerry classic smartphone?
Here's my question is like, how many calls did BlackBerry get when they turned the switch off, right? Like, how many people were like, hey, where's my email? You know what I mean? Like,
some time traveler stranded back in 2005. Like, where is my like Palm Pilot?
Yeah.
my iPod suddenly stopped playing. But I think it's also funny because how much other crap is out there, and it's totally relates, I think, to many things in SAP that you think that it's like has been obsolete for 20 years, but it's actually very much alive and maybe used for a couple of like poor schmucks out there. So that's just a piece of funny news, and
that is good.
Yeah, and some really fun things. Jesus, no, thank you.
Saw that BMW car
Color changing
Oh,
car. It was just super cool. I don't know. I think it's probably we're never gonna see it on the roads.
I know.
I bet for legal reasons because it would cause so many accidents
It's
if you
distracting.
do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but I think it's just very cool idea, and I was surprised that it's actually not expensive. They're using the same type of technologies that is used by like Kindle type,
Yeah.
like ebook readers.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very. I think
Huh.
it's just a very fun idea to use it this way. We might not see it in the cars, but we might see it in other places. And what's
Yeah.
even more interesting, it's not just color changing. You essentially can project like any information on it if you want to. You can, yeah, you can use it like information display or something. So yeah, I thought
And I
it was
mean,
just
we all know that when you're driving is when you're the most polite and kind,
yeah, exactly.
right? So if you have the little interface to like say something on it, I mean, we all know it's going to say, "Hey, thanks for being a valued driver," right? And it won't be the opposite of that on every car on the road, right?
Yeah, it would be funny if someone like driving by, they break into your BMW Wi-Fi or whatever, they hack into your internal Bluetooth or something, and they post their own message, like pwned or whatever,
Yeah.
or like new type of ransomware that
Yeah.
pay me or I'm gonna post like all kinds of crap
Your
on your
Or
car.
your car will be nothing but cat pictures for years.
Yeah, exactly. Or BMW like
Yeah.
sending messages.
Yeah.
That would be, yeah, it can
That's
go
funny.
from fun through like horrible in a flash. So yeah, so that's, yeah, these are my kind of main subjects that I planned.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's good. I think we kind of nailed down.
Yeah, I
Stuff we're
just
gonna
need to take a sip of water
Yeah.
inconspicuously from like branded mugs.
Oh man, I don't think I.
Open the product placement.
You know,
to the
what I have
viewers.
is I don't have anything. I should have something with my company, but I don't. But I do have. Did you ever see Silicon Valley? I have.
Yeah, yeah, I love
I
it.
have
Oh man.
Tres Comas
Fresco tequila.
tequila. My wife got it for
Awesome.
me for Christmas.
Wow, awesome.
She's the best.
It's perfect.
Well, Yelena, I think we got it planned out.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
I'm gonna stop the recording and be done with it, I guess. Okay.